Feeling like your emotions are running the show. It's time to take back the reins. By naming what you feel, you step outside the emotion and can observe it, instead of being overwhelmed. Add mindfulness and grounding, noticing your breath, your surroundings, to pause reactive patterns. Then use reappraisal to shift how you view a situation, rather than suppressing your feelings. These simple strategies help transform emotional chaos into conscious choice, so you lead your life, not your feelings. Today we will talk about how to stop letting emotions rule your life. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Understanding the nature of emotions. What are they and why do they arise? To stop letting emotions rule your life, you must first understand what emotions truly are. Emotions are natural physiological responses that arise in reaction to our thoughts, beliefs, memories, and experiences. They are neither good nor bad by themselves. Rather, they serve as internal signals that help us interpret our environment. For example, fear may alert us to danger, while joy signals satisfaction or connection. However, when emotions become the primary driver of our decisions, they can lead us away from logic and long-term well-being. Many people unconsciously allow emotions to dominate their lives, simply because they don't understand that emotions are temporary. Feelings come in waves, and when we believe we are our emotions, we give them unnecessary power. The first step to mastering them is to realize that emotions are experiences, not identity. 2. The cost of living emotionally. How emotions can sabotage your life. When emotions rule your life, they often lead to impulsive decisions, broken relationships, financial mistakes, and chronic dissatisfaction. Acting purely on emotions like anger, jealousy, fear, or sadness can create long-term consequences that don't align with your values or goals. Emotional decisions are often reactive rather than reflective. For example, yelling at a loved one in anger may relieve tension momentarily, but can cause permanent damage to the relationship. Shopping impulsively to cope with sadness can lead to financial regret. Procrastinating out of fear can block your potential. When emotions govern us, we become slaves to temporary feelings instead of conscious architects of our own life. By understanding the long-term costs of emotional domination, lost opportunities, damaged trust, regret, we can develop the motivation to start taking control. 3. The power of awareness. Learn to notice before you react. One of the most effective ways to stop letting emotions control your life is to develop emotional awareness. This means cultivating the ability to notice when emotions arise before they drive your behavior. Many people are so disconnected from their inner state that they only realize they've been emotionally hijacked after they've already reacted. To build this awareness, practice pausing regularly throughout your day and asking, "What am I feeling right now? Where is this emotion coming from?" Developing this habit helps you identify emotional patterns, such as whether stress consistently triggers anger or whether rejection sparks sadness or self-doubt. Journaling can also strengthen awareness by helping you track emotional triggers and responses. 4. Mastering emotional regulation. Techniques to stay calm and centered. Once you are aware of your emotions, the next step is learning to regulate them effectively. Emotional regulation does not mean suppressing or denying your feelings. It means learning to calm your nervous system so that you can think clearly and respond with intention. Techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, grounding exercises, and body scanning can help you restore balance in moments of emotional intensity. For example, when you feel a surge of anger, taking 10 slow, deep breaths can lower your heart rate and reduce the biological arousal that fuels impulsive reactions. Another powerful strategy is to name the emotion you're experiencing. "I'm feeling anxious right now." This simple act activates the rational part of your brain and creates psychological distance from the emotion. Additionally, practicing regular self-care like exercise, quality sleep, and healthy eating makes your nervous system more resilient to emotional overwhelm. 5. Reframing your thoughts. Changing the stories you tell yourself. Our emotions are heavily influenced by the stories we tell ourselves. Two people can experience the same event and have completely different emotional reactions based on how they interpret it. For example, if someone ignores your message, you can either think, "They don't care about me," which might trigger sadness, or "They must be busy right now," which keeps you neutral. Learning to reframe your thoughts, intentionally shifting your interpretation, can dramatically change your emotional landscape. Cognitive reframing is a core technique in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, that helps people challenge automatic negative thoughts and replace them with more balanced perspectives. This practice doesn't mean lying to yourself. It means seeking the most helpful, rational view of a situation instead of the most catastrophic one. 6. Developing emotional detachment. Learning not to take everything personally. A key skill in emotional mastery is developing healthy emotional detachment. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. It means creating enough psychological distance to prevent external events from overwhelming your internal peace. Much of our emotional suffering comes from taking things personally. Someone cuts us off in traffic, and we feel disrespected. A colleague criticizes our work, and we feel personally attacked. Emotional detachment allows you to recognize that people's behaviors often reflect their internal state, not your worth. By practicing detachment, you can stay calm and centered even when others behave poorly. One effective method is to visualize a boundary between yourself and the other person's energy or actions. You can think, that's about them, not about me. 7. Building long-term emotional resilience. Habits that strengthen your mindset. Long-term emotional freedom requires building habits that develop resilience over time. Resilient people are not immune to emotions, but they bounce back quickly and maintain their core balance under stress. To build this resilience, cultivate habits such as gratitude journaling, which shifts your focus toward what's going well instead of what's wrong. Engage in regular physical exercise, which releases mood-enhancing chemicals and improves emotional regulation. Prioritize deep, supportive relationships where you can process emotions in a healthy way. Develop mental toughness by challenging yourself with small, uncomfortable tasks daily. This teaches your brain that you can handle difficulty without emotional collapse. Learn to sit with discomfort rather than always seeking quick emotional relief through distraction or impulsive action. 8. Choosing conscious responses. How to live as the master of your emotions. Ultimately, stopping emotions from ruling your life comes down to one powerful choice: deciding to respond instead of react. Emotional maturity is about stepping back, observing your feelings, and then consciously selecting your next move. You don't have to answer immediately. You don't have to prove yourself in every conflict. You don't have to chase every emotional impulse. When you take a breath, reflect, and choose your response, you reclaim your power. This doesn't mean you become emotionless. It means you let your values, not your moods, guide your life. Ask yourself in emotionally charged moments, what kind of person do I want to be right now? What action will I be proud of later? Learning to live from this reflective space transforms you from a prisoner of emotions into the true leader of your life. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.